Back page of the papers dominated by Liverpool and the comeback last night against Fulham. You guys have been speaking about it in detail. The Sun going for lucky quads. Cup fight back, fuels for trophy dream. It's too early for quad chat, isn't it?
Oh,
it's that paper chat.
I don't know.
It's possible, isn't it? I still think City do the double, the big two. But look, you might say it's too early for that as well.
When you say Europa League, you look at Liverpool, they've got to be the favourites, surely.
Yeah.
The quality they've got in their team, their squad to go and win.
What, the Champions League?
No, Europa League. Europa League.
Yeah.
An FA Cup, Carabao Cup, why not? In the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, they've got a good history in. And the league, they're up there, so
well, what would you take? They can't do the quad. What if they won 3 and City won the Premier and the Champions League? What's the bigger?
I think the biggest one is obviously Premier League.
But then it's quite a comeback again for Klopp, because last season was not where they wanted to be. So to go on and be in 4 competitions still is really impressive. Back page
He's not going to admit that, though, is he? Him and Jurgen don't get on.
This is true. He's a genius.
I forgive Jurgen.
Maybe you should get your teeth done, Gab.
What?
Like Jurgen.
All right, like Jurgen. Gakpo gives Liverpool the edge. Cody Red is the back page of the Mirror. Gak on the net is the Express, and Cop that is the back page of the Mail. So that sums up everything back pages for Liverpool this morning. Let's talk about the rugby. It's on the back page of the Times.
Six Nations.
Six Nations on the way for the women. The first women's Lions team to tour in 2027. We're going to speak about that later on, but this is a good move. Andy Farrell, the worst kept secret, that's to be announced today that he's going to be the men's coach for the Lions team in the tour of Australia in 2025.
I feel a trip coming on here.
I said the women's would be a Six Nations. That's a complete lie. I'm talking about they're going to be a British, Irish and Lions women's tour coming
right, Shebahn, get it right.
in 2027. But the Six Nations just around the corner. Very much so looking forward to that. But Andy Farrell as the Lions coach, how do you feel about that and the possibility?
Oh, absolutely.
What about Owen coming back in to the frame
Well,
in
why
25?
wouldn't you? He's good enough. In my opinion, he's good enough. I know he'll be under the spotlight because he's his dad, but he's good enough. All right, discipline problems, but it's rugby, crikey. Now and again you go a bit high. You might not mean it all the. No, I'm a Farrell fan. Family,
the Six Nations has always been one that a casual rugby fan would watch as well.
By the way, it's Brian Moore's birthday today. Brian, 62. So happy birthday, Brian.
Oh, lovely stuff. Also, back page of the Sun today. Keen to get your thoughts on this. As we know that Arsenal were keen to get Ivan Toney, 100 million on him. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. The Sun back page today, an exclusive by Steve Brenner. It says Guns 22 million bid for Borja. Arsenal have made 22 million bid for Getafe striker Borja Mayoral. His stats wise, 12 goals in 19
Is he playing with
games.
Greenwood?
He's playing alongside Greenwood at this moment in time. Apparently Arteta is interested. It may be a move to the Emirates. How do we feel about that?
I think it's very difficult because everyone's saying Arsenal going to get Toney, Arsenal going to get Toney, but what if Arsenal can't? Financial fair play. They can't pay the money that's needed. They're going to have to look at different options. If that's an option, maybe short term.
I thought Calvert-Lewin would be perfect for Arsenal, but can Everton afford to sell him? Probably not. But let me just read this from Martin. Sorry, Shebahn, but it's important.
It's an important point.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Everton they won their appeal, of course, we know that, against the 3-match ban he faced for his FA Cup sending off at Palace, right? But the striker's card is still marked. This is Martin Lipton in the Sun. While the claim of wrongful dismissal was upheld, the red card remains on the 26-year-old's England star's record under FA regulation. Now, what does that mean? It means Calvert-Lewin would serve an extra match ban on top of any suspensions should he be dismissed for a second time this season. For me, that's bonkers. Absolute nonsense.
That makes sense, because if they've rescinded the red card, then it's off your record. Why would it stay on there?
It should be wiped.
No, it's not. It's not wiped.
That's strange.
It gets next to the game if you get sent off again.
But like they say, that's FA regulations. It's one of those things I've seen. It's like if you go through HR and even though it's cleared, your black mark on the name still stands.
Yeah.
You know. You never know. Very quickly inside the Sun today, Oscar Paul saying how hit by Dom raid blow. Newcastle apparently have asked about Dominic Solanke, but Bournemouth insist their star striker is not for sale in this window. We know his stats have been good. 13 goals in 22 games. But what would that mean for Callum Wilson? Does that mean that perhaps things are changing?
Because he's Callum Wilson's a talented striker, very good, but himself and Isak injured quite a lot. One's injured, the other one's fit. Then they swap over.
He's a mystery for me, Isak.
Yeah.
when he's on form,
yeah.
he's elegant, flows. You know, he's a proper athlete, isn't he? And he's got strength and can finish. And then other times he drifts in and out of games.
In and out, yeah.
But when he's on form, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
But what an incentive for a young striker now who can hit the back of the net with the likes of Arsenal, with the likes of Liverpool, if you like, with the likes of other sides that can't hit the Chelsea.
Chelsea
can't if you're a young striker now and you're hitting the back of the net, whether the top of the Championship or down near the bottom, what a chance you got of getting a dream move.
Even like Ferguson for Brighton.
But he's not playing regular, is he? Which surprises me.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.